The chamber is ready, Master Garius. The ritual may begin whenever you wish.
Very well. Where are the Shadow Priests?
They took their leave, Master, once they were done preparing the chamber for the ritual.
Deal with them when we are done here. After this night, we shall have no further use for them, or their King of Shadows.
It shall be as you command, Garius.
Then let us begin the ritual. Order the rest of the Brotherhood here at once. After all, we wouldn't want to keep Neverwinter waiting.
Welcome back to this Let's Play of the original official campaign for Neverwinter Nights 2. That cutscene plays whenever you try to walk to Crossroad Keep, and here we are.
That farmer, they didn't even bury him. They just left him for the vultures.
If so, the vultures won't get much meat off him. He's been charred pretty badly.
Show some respect for the dead, Bishop.
Little girl, farmers living too far from a well-traveled road or town die all the time. Something you've barely avoided up to now. This one, at least he died quick. Looks like a fireball burned his worthless body to ash.
Alright, now, this is just sort of one of these classic conflicts between companions. I've gotten enough influence with Chandra that I'm willing to take a hit at it to get some influence with Bishop.
I agree. Let the dead lie, and save the blessings for us.
You both deserve each other.
I'm with the many-starred cloaks. This way, quickly, before you give us away.
The Many-Starred Cloaks is a wizard's guild in Neverwinter. You can join them in
The
the first
Luskins
game.
change guard shifts around this time, moving men in and out of the keep. We can't waste any time. We were able to translate some of the writing in that journal you recovered from Arvon. And if we're right, something very bad is taking place in there. I recommend we strike hard and fast, hopefully taking them by surprise and disrupting their plans. Around 20 Luskin soldiers in the courtyard, most of them asleep, and a handful more inside the keep. The Arcane Brotherhood wizards will be more of a challenge, but we can handle them. Luskin is just probing our defenses. The hostile wouldn't risk too many wizards on this sort of mission. Looks like there's still some time before the next shift change. So let's sit back and let them sleep a little longer, shall we? It's time! The Luskins are opening the doors. Ready?
And you just sit here for a little bit. I don't know what they're waiting for, but Godot does not show up. And,
Hurry!
I want to cast
I don't
my
have
boss
much
first.
time.
So, just in the sake of speed, I'm going to cast Mass Cat's Grace and Mass Bear's Endurance. The mass spells are handy from a standpoint of just cheapening or quickening up the whole buffing process. I'm not going to bother with really buffing up here because there's nothing really challenging waiting in there. But I will gain Quara's levels. I brought her along for the ride just for the fun of it. Have her just work on Tumble. No, she can't put any more points in Tumble. Dang it. For level 7, she doesn't have any spells that I really want to get for her. Honestly, the level 7's Delayed Blast Fireball would seem to be the most appropriate for Quara, but Delayed Blast Fireball is actually not all that good, especially if you're playing with Friendly Fire on. It's just very hard to cast it without hitting your own party members. Finger of Death, well, Quara giving people the finger seems highly appropriate. The other spell I want to pick up, dropping Power Word Disable because it's a piece of garbage, is Firebrand, which is one of the best just basic attack spells if you have Friendly Fire enabled, because it ignores friendly targets, and that's very handy. I'll teach it to my main character in a second, but for now I'm just going to finish buffing up. Do have to make sure I cast Greater Magic Weapon on my sword, though, just from the standpoint of otherwise it's +0. Alright, let's do this. And they bring along a bunch of guys. And, well, you know, there's some guys at the gate there. Let's just say hi with the fireball. Not exactly very challenging. This is a fairly quick area, but it's only really just the start of the attack on Crossroad Keep. Hey,
The
they're using
doors!
fireballs
Get to the
intelligently.
doors!
We're under attack! You men, get back in there and seal the doors!
I'm not sure what kind of sword that is that he's using.
Rally to me! Push these dogs back!
It's probably a bastard sword. Anyway, let me demonstrate exactly how this works for Firebrand. Essentially, it casts a flame arrow at every target in range. And it also does more damage than a standard fireball, so not whole. It has a cap of 15d6 versus 10d6. Alright, anyway, they've managed to successfully block the door, so we're going to have to go around and get in from the back. To do that, you have to go back to the overland map. I'm going to clean some stuff up, rest up, and I'll meet you in the tunnel. And this Crossroad Keep tunnel, well, it's a cave. Those stag beetles. Interesting. Well, let's open it up with a good old fireball, which Chandra immediately walks into. Good job.
Come on, follow me! Keep up!
Now, this is again one of those areas where having some control over your companions is important, because otherwise they will go running around acting stupidly. Especially because there's a lot of curves and turns and all that sort of stuff in this cave, so...
Attack! Attack! Attack!
These stag beetles aren't what you'd call hard. The first one dropped an item. I guess the second one is not being generous. Just crafting materials. Essences. Essences waiting to happen, I guess I should say. Oh, the door. Vein of war, which is useful. All is dead. Oh, wrong kind of beetle.
Let's end this.
Oh, fire beetle. I'm not going to bother with it. I'm going to try casting Stone Body. Stone Body is not a great spell for... I mean, it's utterly useless, really, for a standard wizard. It gives you a 50% chance of having any of your spells fail, which is obviously bad. It does, however, absorb 10 damage off of every attack that comes in and gives you a long list of immunities. It's really more of a spell for, fighter mage types, like me. But even then, it's not very useful. It's cross-listed as a cleric spell, and since cleric spells don't care about arcane spell failure, they're being not arcane spells, obviously, it's really more of a spell that's useful for cleриcs. There might be some places I'll use it. There's an 8th level, version called Iron Body, which is stronger and does fairly similar things. One of the standard tactics for epic level sorcerers is to pick up the automatic still spell feat, and in all 9 ranks of it, well, all 3 ranks of it for 9 total casting levels, which lets you cast spells regardless of spell failure. And that allows you to use things like this and Iron Body without really any downside. Bone spider over here. Oh, looks like there's some sort of secret armory down here. That sword earlier was just a bastard sword, not a very useful one at that. Bastard swords are really kind of a waste of time, almost. There's one way to kind of look at it as far as the game is concerned, where if you're using a bastard sword instead of a longsword, you're essentially getting 1 free point of damage on average, which I guess is not bad. I mean, for a cost of a feat, but it's much harder to find magical bastard swords than it is to find magical longswords. One other flaw to Stone Body is that it actually lasts a fair amount of time, so unless I can successfully dispel it myself, I will have to rest to get rid of it. And I'm going to rest up, rebuff, and go through the door. And we are inside the keep. Easy enough. In fact, you'd think they might actually even defend this entrance, since it's pretty obvious. Well, I guess you could say those beetles were a defense, but not really. And it's Aldenon. I guess this isn't much of a prison either, because it's got a direct opening to the outside. I guess they figured he wouldn't wander past the beetles, considering, well, I don't know, he's an old man. Maybe he'd just go out and wander. And, he says that he doesn't think they're going to do the ritual, but we don't believe him, basically. And you gotta be fairly forceful with him to get him to actually, get on the road and get to Neverwinter. But we will deal with the defenders next time, because we're out of time. So, I'll see you then.